So with you running essentially the largest e-commerce business within Bitcoin, and you following your users or monitoring the data in users, that must be a really interesting lens into how Bitcoin is going, how crypto versus Bitcoin is going. It must color your views on the industry and the expectations or the goals that some Bitcoiners have.
Yes, very much. Yeah,
because you're a Bitcoiner at heart,
definitely.
But your business will accept, Ethereum.
I mean, I think yes. I think, and it's been a big debate, right? I mean, in the olden days when we first added Litecoin and this and that, and Bitcoin was still 95% and so on. But at this point, the question is, I think, I mean, what like, are we a Bitcoin company? And like, what is a Bitcoin company? At the end of the day, nobody really knows and can define it in a good way. I think that we're like, if you go up a level, like what's Bitcoin about in the way that we use it? It's about financial empowerment. It's about letting people, do transactions on the internet that they couldn't otherwise do. Yeah, right. And so we're a financial empowerment company. And I think that if a user uses a stablecoin in order to, again, achieve some kind of commerce that they couldn't otherwise do or whatever, then that provides empowerment to them, and that's good. And we support that. But obviously that goes against the Bitcoin-only vision and all of these things. So that's where we've landed. Like it's not like we accept every weird shitcoin out there. These days we mainly look at stable coins and things like that. But we look at the networks on which it's happening. We added Tron a year or two ago, and then stable coins on Ethereum and now Polygon and so on.
Do you get much shit for adding these?
We do, but I mean, usually it's not shit from our customers. That's much rarer.
Of course.
Because, I mean, most people, I was talking to someone about this, like, imagine you're installing, like, for most people who use Bitcoin is a tool. It's an app that they use to do whatever they want to do. They don't, think of themselves as a Bitcoiner, right? And like, we have hundreds of apps on our phone. Like, I don't identify with everyone. It's just an app on my phone. I use it because I got paid for a job I did, and then I bought some stuff with it, and that's it, right? Think of it like, if you want to install BitTorrent, if you want to download something legal, like a Linux distribution.
I'm not a BitTorrent maximalist. Where's my film?
Exactly. So you type in BitTorrent client in Google, and you click someone that looks legit. You're not going to go into like, I want one that doesn't have this, that, and that feature.
I want one. I want the torrent one where the creator only eats steak and doesn't have seed oils. Otherwise, I'm not using that fucking torrent.
Yeah, something like that. And so, like, the absence of a feature is not a big benefit for most of our users, and even of the Bitcoin users. Like, we ran a study on like which wallets they're using, and like the vast majority of the wallets that are being used are wallets that have many cryptocurrencies. Right. And I mean, this is an exercise that anybody can do. Is just like open your phone, click on the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you type in Bitcoin wallet, and you see what Apple's or Google's algorithms say are the most popular ones among people that do that query. Which ones they install?
I'm gonna search for Bitcoin on mine. So the first thing that comes up is an ad for plus 500 trading. Interestingly enough, that's the first place I ever traded Bitcoin.
There you go.
It was a CFD.
That's how they got you. Yeah.
Well, no, Silk Road got me first, but
yeah,
buying Bitcoin on local Bitcoins, which RIP recently, it's shut down.
Yes.
I thought that was very sad. It was a pain in the ass, whereas here I could just buy and sell like that. So the first one is Binance, buy Bitcoin securely.
I mean, it's more fair if you type in Bitcoin wallet, because now you're going to get people who sell you Bitcoin. But it's going to be a similar result.
So first one is an ad for Whitebit, buy and sell Bitcoin. Never even heard of those. Then it's Bitcoin wallet by BTC and BCH. It's Roger Vere's wallet.
Bitcoin.com.
Bitcoin.com. That isn't an ad. Then it's Coinbase, Trust, Blockchain.com, AML Safe, Binance, Bitcoin wallet for Coin ID. I mean, there's so many. Crypto.com. I mean, it's dominated by ones that traditional Bitcoiners would hate.
Yeah. And I mean, we see that in our users as well. The wallets that the Bitcoin community likes, like, Electrum shows up, Blue Wallet, Moon show up, somewhere in the top 20, maybe one of them in top 10. But like most of Bitcoin users are also crypto users.
Yeah.
And I think if you view it through the lens of, like, again, say you're a Argentinian web designer doing gigs, and somebody wants to pay you in Bitcoin for work, you say yes. And then somebody else wants to pay you in Tether and Tron for work, you say yes. And then somebody else wants to pay in Ethereum, you say, I say yes. Okay, what wallet lets me do this? Right?
Yeah.
And so in the end, of the people that are transacting with Bitcoin, you see such wallets, and especially with, with stable coins, I think it kind of, I don't know. I think like stable coins kind of were the end of Bitcoin maximalism, because there's no way to fit it. Like, maybe this can be a soundbite that like, Bitcoin maximalists are like stable coins are a little bit like Jews for Jesus. It's like,
well, look,
figure yourself out.
No, I've had the conversation plenty of times. I mean, I think it was Svenholm. I even had a conversation on Twitter about it with him, where I was saying it's very hard to deny people their own truth, in that Bitcoin is not the right answer for a lot of people. If you're in it could be Turkey, Lebanon, Argentina, anywhere, you want some form of digital money, which has some amount of decentralization that you can be able to get paid or pay in. And some people really like stable coins. Like, how do you square that circle where you hate shit coins, but this platform is providing a service that people want? And now I think he still sorry, if I've got this wrong, but I think he still said, no, they should just understand Bitcoin. It's like, no, you should understand their life. And it's so there is and that's why I really struggle with it. Like,
but it comes down to the clash of visions. Yeah. And there is a clear clash of visions where there's two visions of Bitcoin. There's the sound money vision, and then there's the internet money vision, or the freedom money. And they overlap to a large extent.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is with values is that, like, discussions about values are only interesting in relation to other values. That's why it's called values, right? Do you want freedom or prosperity? Yes, both. Yeah, but you have to pick one in this situation. And you have to pick, right?
Yeah.
And so in terms of like, do you want the sound money vision? Yes. Do you want the internet money vision? Yes. Okay. But there's situations where they conflict.
Yeah.
And so. And you often see that in the transactional usage of Bitcoin space, like people talk to customers and so on. They kind of understand, that these things actually solve some kind of need for some kind of customer. And maybe we should talk more about like how these visions, I think. Contradict, right? Because the sound money vision, maybe I'm not doing it full justice, but like the idea is that because it has a limited supply and predictable issuance and these things, it's going to be the best money. And at first it's going to be a store of value, and then one day some kind of miracle is going to happen. We can call that hyper Bitcoinization, and then suddenly everything will fix itself and everybody is going to use Bitcoin all the time, right?
We're done.
Yeah, and it is slightly messianic in that sense. And then you have like the internet money vision, which is like, okay, somebody wants to make a transaction by making a cryptographic signature, And you know what? You can make transactions with a cryptographic signature on things that are not Bitcoin. It also achieves financial empowerment. It has different sets of trade-offs. And you're free to choose that. Like, I would still say that I think Bitcoin is better according to my preference, but I can understand why people would choose some of these other things. And they're not my enemy.
Yep.
I'm like my enemy. Like, I want like more people to be financially empowered to do whatever they want, right? So if they're like, oh, well, I'll do it with a stablecoin, okay, so be it. I'll still try to get them onto Bitcoin as well. And I mean, stablecoins, who knows? Maybe they won't even be around because of regulatory reasons and whatever. But fundamentally, there's a conflict there, right?
Yep.
Because there is the maximalistic view and also like the more recent, the Bitcoin-only view, right? Which is that you must not have anything that is considered a shitcoin, and that's that. And basically, you don't even need to have Bitcoin, right? I mean, there was this a couple of years ago, the Bitcoin pizza. Remember that? You couldn't buy it with Bitcoin, but it was very compliant with the ethos. Because you couldn't buy it with shitcoins. So versus the sound money vision, like which in the end is actually similar to how other cryptocurrencies promote themselves, in that it's like one day everybody's going to use it, and look, here's a celebrity that thinks it's good, and we're gonna have a conference and invite this random politician that's been disgraced in their country or something else. To show that they like the thing, but it's not so much anymore about using the thing, right?
Yeah.
So if we zoom out in like the origins of the Bitcoin community, like in the olden days, Bitcoin was a thing that some nerds used, and they realized that some other nerds were using this thing, and they would hang out, right, and talk about using this thing. And in that group, there formed a certain camaraderie and a set of shared values. Right, and this grew and grew, and also things that this group did not like. Right, there was so-called pre-mines, which were all scams, and so there was this culture that all pre-mines were scams, and it was like a strong norm, sort of like a community value, and then like as time went on, people would hang out in that community talking about this thing. But in the end, it was less and less about the thing. Much like a bridge club for old ladies. Over the years, becomes less and less about the bridge and more about the hanging out and the shared values and so on. So I think in the end, like we've landed at like I mean, you were joking about seed oils and whatever, but like there's a lot of things that are important in the Bitcoin community, and I don't know where like signing transactions with cryptographic keys ranks. But I think it's like I would maybe think that it ranks lower than not using shitcoins, for example. And something like that. And so then there's a clash here, right? Because there's the other group. They're like for financial empowerment and so on. They might use Monero for privacy, or they might use Lightning, right? And they might use stablecoins, or whatever. And so there is this, even though these two visions overlap to a very large extent, there is a tension between them, and that often leads to these conflicts. In the end, I think, I share the original ethos in terms of like that. Yeah, most cryptocurrencies are scams, and we should not promote them.